You guys stand up. Thank you all for coming to our annual Pops concert, and we will begin. And I'm sorry it's beginning a little bit late. Yeah. I hope there were enough programs. The first piece we played was the Ashokan Farewell, written by Jay Ungar and made very popular by Ken Burns in the Civil War series many years ago. And the second piece we're playing is a piece that probably most of you have heard before. It's the Vaughan Williams Concerto Grosso for Orchestra. The reason I'm doing it again, we're doing it again, is because in preparation for our Concord Orchestra concerts earlier this year, we actually played both parts, which was kind of a tall order. And I thought my students sounded great on it. So I wanted to just bring it out and try it for an audience. We also did something like that at the Spring String Fling, and there were so many younger violinists playing and string players that we sort of got drowned out. So or over harmonized. Let me put it that way. So so here we go. And next we'll play the Mozart Divertimento in F major, a very famous piece. Our next piece, Snake River Stomp, is a piece that some of you may have heard. We premiered it at the Spring String Fling. And it was written by a friend of mine, and we're the first group that has ever performed it. We got it before it was published. So anyway, we wanted to have another chance to do it. So here we are. Beethoven Trio Versailles has 3 wonderful orchestra members in it who have prepared part of a Beethoven trio that we're going to hear. For those of you who may not know the personnel, we have Sonny Bohr playing violin, Abby Nichols playing viola, and Helen Titchener playing cello in Trio Versailles. And this is Beethoven Opus 3 trio in E flat major, Allegro, right? Con brio. I wanted to just speak a little bit about our season that's sort of coming to an end. I'm still hoping that we'll play for some elementary schools before the end of the year, but our seniors aren't going to be around much longer, unfortunately. It's been an interesting season. I've actually really enjoyed the eclectic nature of our programming. We got to do a very unusual piece with the Concord Orchestra, the one you heard the beginning of again tonight, and it was really a thrill to take high school students and combine them with a wonderful community orchestra. And it was, I wished we'd had a few more people in our orchestra, because the Concord Orchestra, I think, outnumbered us a little bit. But we were in the back of the stage there, but it was a very exciting experience for me, and I thought our students sounded terrific. And then we had a special invitation to play in the Lincoln celebration and got to tackle some authentic Civil War music, which string orchestras don't get a crack at very much, which was a lot of fun. And then our trip to Symphony Hall and our half hour that we spent with Gunther Schuller, who didn't want to leave, but we had to get back on the bus. Was another exciting highlight. And then finally, it was a lot of fun to have a brand new piece to play, which can't remember if we've ever done that. The composer came and worked with the group, another highlight. So it was an interesting year, and to top it all off, we had Rob Bethel, who's a fabulous improviser, come and give a workshop in improvisation, and hopefully he'll be able to come back before the end of the year. But that's a skill that most classical musicians don't have yet, improvisation, and it was amazing how well these students did. It was actually very, very interesting, and maybe we'll be able to put that on the stage before too long. Anyway, I wanted to actually ask each senior to come up, and I think I would like to start with Abby Nichols. Is Abby here? No. Yeah. Okay. Abby has been a stalwart and extremely important member of our orchestra, not only because she's a violist, but because she has a beautiful sound, which you just heard, and she is always willing to project it. And I have really enjoyed all of your years of participation and your soloing last year. She played the Telemann for us at the Festival Disney, and also here before we went. And I wish you a lot of success in your musical future, and I know you'll have lots of success of many kinds in your future. So thank you so much. Wow, who to call next? I don't know. How about, well, James just ran in from afar, so I won't, and he's winded, so how about Jeff? Is Jeff here? Yes. Yeah. Jeff is another very special orchestra student, and I felt extremely fortunate that he decided to join us for the first time this year. After playing the violin very seriously for much of his life, he took a detour, learned how to fly planes, and after he got his license, he decided, well, he could come back to the violin for a while. So we've really benefited from his presence in many respects. He's one of the most even-keeled students I've ever met, and very extremely dependable. And I just wish I'd had him for a few more years, but maybe he'll come back and see us. So. And Jeff is also, all the kids in this orchestra are loaded with successes, and Jeff is the first one I've ever had who's been up almost 2 miles in the sky flying his own plane, so, or a plane that he rented, I guess. Yeah, yeah. So be careful up there. Yeah, and thank you. It's great to have you here. Yeah. James still looks winded. How about Will? Yeah. Okay. Will, where to start? I don't know. Will has really saved this orchestra as one of these people who comes out of the woodwork who can play many, many things and is community spirited enough to actually play viola in our orchestra and enjoy it. He's a fabulous violinist, guitarist. If you came last year, he plays the viola behind his head superbly. Plays it better behind his head than most people do in front of their head. Again, person who is not limited in his accomplishments at all. I just can't thank you enough for what you've given this orchestra and all the excitement for me and your peers musically, and I hope that you will have a wonderful musical future as well as the rest of your wonderful future. Yeah. And you will be greatly missed. I mean, so wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. And last but not least, Mr. James Doughton III. Yeah. President Doughton, may I add. Yes.
Thank you.
Well, you've heard about James before because I've been raving about him for years, but he's added an element to this orchestra that, like all these other people, is unique and very unexpected. And it has just continued from his freshman year to his senior year. And as I've said many times in front of audiences, I am always taken aback by how committed James is in a performance. I know he's completely there, 100% all the time, and that's a great asset to any conductor. And it's extremely obvious at performance time that James absolutely loves music, and James has been taking some violin lessons this year privately and hadn't had an opportunity to study before, and he's amazingly talented on the violin, and I hope that you will continue taking lessons at Wesleyan University, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations. College or university?
University.
University. Okay, I got it right. Okay. Do we mind saying where we're headed? Are you going to Oxford? Yeah. Will, I thought it would be of interest to tell you that Will is planning to go to Oxford next year in math and major in math. And Abby, have you decided for sure? Notre Dame. Yep. One of the great fencing teams of the world. Jeff is going to a very special school in Prescott, Arizona, and it's one of the best schools for flying in the world, probably, right? Yeah. And as well as liberal arts, I assume. Yeah, yeah, great. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think it's time for us to continue with some music. And next, we will play Black Dog. This is a piece that has been arranged for the Hampton String Quartet, which is a rock string quartet. Most of the rock arrangements we've done in the last couple of years have been commissioned by them. And I like this one. It's, in case you don't follow rock, it's a Led Zeppelin tune. And we have a special treat, which I'll talk about later. Let's see if you can identify a different sound in this orchestra.
wouldn't be fair for Mr. Knopf not to get something too. So on behalf of all the parents and students, we want to thank you for your commitment and your passion and all the things you give to our kids throughout the year.
Well, that's too kind. Thank you very, very much.
So much.
And thank you, Kathleen. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank CC Pops for many, many things this year, including actually providing me with the cards that were just distributed to the seniors, which I would like the seniors to have everybody else sign if they have a chance at the reception. And also, a major gift over the years. When I first got here, we didn't have a decent viola, and we had we actually didn't have anybody to play it until Will came along, and he was playing something that really couldn't be called a string instrument, and so we rented this thing from Johnson String Instruments, which is very nice, and it's a beautiful viola, which CC Pops has been renting for us all along, and it's a very big commitment. And they finally purchased it through equity that they accumulated over the years. So it now belongs to CCHS. So we'll have a beautiful viola, and hopefully somebody interested in playing it. Well, we're very lucky to have Ben at the moment, who is an amazingly proficient musician in many genres, and an instant violist, just like Will was. It took him about a week. Anyway, we're very indebted to CC Pops and feel extremely well supported, and thank you very, very much. And last but not least, I wanted to give Josh and Laura credit for coming up with the last piece, which I think was really enjoyed by the group immensely, including me, and I applaud them for coming up with it. And I always like suggestions from students. It makes me incredibly happy to get something like that. So yeah, thank you. So thank you, Josh and Laura, and I hope that we can all stick around, if possible, for the reception. And again, appreciate all the contributions of food, etc. Thank you. Follow you guys. Another good pop concert. Thank you.